Nobody tells entrepreneurs the truth about wealth advisors. See, most people think these professionals are for people who've already made it, and that's cute. But for entrepreneurs, specifically acquisition entrepreneurs, professionals like wealth advisors and CPAs can help make sure that you actually get to where you're trying to go. If you're interested in buying a business from a baby boomer or someone who is considered a silver tsunami business owner, banker relationships matter. And wealth advisors or CPAs or tax preparers, they're usually tight with bankers, like really tight, because bankers and wealth advisors trade referrals like currency. One will send a client one way and the other will send the referral back. And if you're subject of a warm referral, it can help you get taken seriously. You can get the banker's buy box, and most importantly, you can get a meeting where you're looked at as a for real player. A warm introduction converts to an actual conversation 10 to 20 times more often than a cold email ever will. So it's like walk in or do your own outreach, and you're just a stranger with the idea, passion, pluck, and a pitch deck. But if you come in referred and referred from a trusted source and someone who is in the business of generating and preserving and growing money, then you're already halfway into the buy box. And once you're inside, these bankers, these lenders, these folks will help you pressure test your plan. They'll help you spot risk, and they'll help you sharpen and sequence your move order. And this is before any of your money has to learn the hard way. So build relationships at time one. Okay. I mean, this is just a general principle in life, right? Like, don't be transactional. You don't want to be that dork who's only talking to people when you want something. But specifically with wealth advisors, certified financial planners, and the like, do this not when you arrive, but at time one. Because the right advisor, they don't just help you manage wealth, they'll help you build the machine, they'll help you protect the machine, and they'll help you keep the machine from doing something that is exorbitantly expensive and, most importantly, freaking stupid, right? The moment that these folks know what you're building, these advisors, they naturally, instinctively start poking holes in your plan before a seller even arrives in your pipeline and then gets the chance to start asking those same hard questions. And they don't do this out of charity. They do this because you winning is literally their business model. They'll teach you which risk actually matters and what opportunities to chase first. And I'm not just saying this in theory. As you know by now, hopefully, I am in the business of acquiring laundromats. I don't need to go into my shared ownership thesis right now, but what you need to know for the purpose of acquisitions and trying to organize the ecosystem to do this is my interactions with wealth advisors has broadened my business model. It has deepened my value proposition. And it's all because these folks see this as a viable opportunity. They have a vested interest in seeing me win. And so now I'm able to collect their intelligence about what additional types of revenue generation projects to put into my model, what markets I should target, in what order, and also strategies to overcome certain hurdles and make inruns around different challenges that I've been confronted with on my journey. And you can trust the opinion of an asset manager or a wealth advisor or a CPA because you're hearing it not because it's done for a favor. This is a very expensive and lucrative service that we're talking about these highly sophisticated technical assistance providers give. And so the price is just a relationship. This month alone, I sat down with 3 very different wealth advisors. They're at very different age ranges in different points of their career, and their business models differ actually. And not one of them tried to fix my portfolio. They all wanted to build and strengthen my acquisition machine. Most founders, and I was guilty of this my last go round into the acquisition space, we wait until we've made it to build real wealth infrastructure, entity structure, tax strategy, the whole kit and caboodle. And by then, we've already left a ton of money on the table. Trust me, I've learned the hard lesson, so you don't have to. Everyone treats a wealth advisor like some piggy bank guard, but if you're buying companies for a living, That's the smallest thing that they'll do for you. Sure, it is a vested interest in you being a client if you're going to be generating wealth. So you should do the discovery to identify your financial priorities and aspirations, and you should build a platform and a strategy to be able to actualize your goals. But these folks probably already know who's selling, especially in the sectors and markets for the businesses you're looking for. I mean, think about it. There's millions of business owners retiring in the next years. Millions. That's a big number, and you're only one person, or you might be a group of a few people. But most of these millions of businesses don't even have a succession plan yet. And when they're finally ready, who do you think they call? They call the accountant that they've been working with for years. They call the tax preparer that they've been working with for years. They call the wealth advisor who's been organizing their retirement or helping with their pension from a previous career. They do this before they ever even look up a broker's phone number, call a broker, or go into an engagement with a business broker. So if you can organically and authentically position yourself as a person that a wealth advisor or a CPA already trusts, well, I'd argue you avoid having to engage in too much competitive bidding, and you will definitely find yourself not having to go to a damn auction. You'll start getting the first call, maybe even before the deal even exists. And here's what nobody tells acquisition entrepreneurs about this sort of sometimes counterintuitive relationship. And it's not at all about your money in your bank accounts or in your Roth IA or your investment portfolio. Let's keep it for real. Entrepreneurship is lonely. It's a hard walk. I'd say acquisition at times can be lonelier. Well, relationships with these stakeholders can source you a cheerleading squad, prayer corner, not just folks with a spreadsheet or financial subject matter expertise and capital providers in their Rolodex on speed dial, people that they text message and play golf with, but a cohort of people who are financially and personally invested in you staying in the race and ultimately winning your marathon. And who doesn't need some confidence building, some growth enablement, and some, as one of my favorite colleagues who's a wealth advisor just said to me yesterday, abundance mindset coaching while you're on what can be an exacting journey. This sounds to me like it's an even swap, not a swindle. So my unsolicited advice in this video for those of us who see the silver tsunami and the great wealth transfer as this enormous business opportunity and or one of the most important economic and political moments of our generation, I would argue that we all should change our lens. We ought to expand our vista, widen the aperture with which we view the wealth advisory community. If you're buying a business, your real edge is not just capital. It's having the right adults in the room. Wealth advisors, CPAs, tax planners, etc. These folks are the adults in the room who can tell you and others whether your deal is brilliant, workable, or just a concept that needs to be worked on, but you should remain excited about. I found that the smartest, most successful, and most effective buyers of businesses, they don't just shop for companies. They assemble a team that can actually close, convert, and keep the thing alive. And that's really what we're doing. It's buy, then build, not buy, then let it dissipate, or buy, then destroy, or don't even buy at all. And so at one time, or rather at time one, these professionals that I believe often just get reduced to being at the behest of the already wealthy, they can help you build the plan at time one. At time two, they help you keep the plan from becoming a never was or a shoulda, woulda, coulda in a memoir that doesn't even get published. Peace.